Everybody, this is G Million up in this bitch. In today's video, I will be making the tier list of all the movies that I watched this month. It ended up only being 12 movies. I know, I am sorry. I'll do better next time, but I'm only one person here and I have a full-time job and I have video games to play. I got hoodlum hours to do. I got to jack off, all that bursting on May 1st. So ended up being 12 movies, but however, um, different show. I did watch some more anime. I did watch some series. However, I am not including series or anime on this tier list. It's only movies, okay? Because I'm gonna be that autistic, all right? So yes, only movies. But I did watch a couple series. The series that I watched was Black Knight. There's a video of that on my channel. I would have probably put that in the A tier. And Fubar has Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. I probably would have put that in the B tier because by episode 6, it starts to get boring. So yeah, I'll end up putting that one on the B tier if I would have ranked those two shows. There you go. And the animes that I was watching are still ongoing, so it's really hard for me to rank them. So yeah, so movies. All right. Let's see. Guardians of the Galaxy. What can I say about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? It's a little darker. Like they went for a serious tone. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, they went through a serious tone in this movie, and it explores Rocket's past. I wish they explained Gamora a little bit better, but they really, really expected you to watch Infinity War and Endgame because I had to explain to someone what happened to Gamora and how or why she's back and why she's different. And I had to come up, like I did not have that frame of reference because I did not recently watch those two movies, and I had to remember that off the top of my head. The movie's about 2.5 hours long. It's perfectly paced, and there's a lot of cool action set pieces in the movie. I do like the fact where I do like the planet that they travel to and those other the aliens that they had. They try to make them all perfect, and if some of them get out of line, they nuke the entire planet. The villain was all right. Wasn't the best villain in the world, but it did its job. If I were to give this a ranking, this would definitely be in the A tier. Good starting point in the month, so that's actually pretty cool. All right, here's where the list goes downhill from here. Actually, before that, the mother, Jennifer Lopez, she's sexy as fuck in a movie, and her daughter gets kidnapped by a group of criminals that she used to be part of. She tries to turn into the group of criminals to the FBI, but that didn't work out. She goes into hiding. Her baby survives a gunshot wound for some reason in her belly, and after the kid was born 12 years later, the kid gets kidnapped and all that shit, and Jennifer Lopez goes all John Rambo and tries to save the kid. It is A to B Netflix movie. Great, not that great. I am giving this a solid B. Definitely worth the watch if you're a Jennifer Lopez fan, but nothing special. And like I said, now we're gonna go into a low tier. Knights of the Zodiac. This is pretty shit. Don't watch it. Just watch my review on it. It is a terrible movie. Um, just watch the anime, even though the anime does kind of look stupid. They were planning on making 6 movies out of this. I seriously doubt they're gonna make a second one. So yeah, I cried because I think I spent like $6 on a movie ticket. So that gets a giant D to the face. Hypnotic. Ben Affleck. I thought Ben Affleck does good movies, but I guess he does some bad movies too. The beginning, like Act 1 and 2 were was a like was the best parts of the movie because it's like it really made sense. So hypnotics are people with some sort of abilities that lets you control people a certain way, lets people see certain things, and the main character, Ben Affleck's character is looking for his daughter, and he stops the bank robbery and he finds a picture of his daughter. So he's trying to rescue the daughter and trying to stop the main antagonist that knows the daughter's location. And then Act 3 rolls around. Then it has like 5 or 6 twists in the movie, and this is where a lot of people are gonna lose focus on the movie and just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. I am not gonna continue watching this anymore, or this was stupid. I thought it was alright. Like, I understood all the twists. I understood what they were going for. They were really trying to go for the Inception vibe. So, however, a lot of people are not going to go for it. But this is my tier list. I'm going to put this in the C rank. I think if they had another crack at this concept and idea, I think they would improve upon it. Okay, next, Fast X. Did not have a lot of high hopes for this movie. However, when I got into the theater, started watching it, I'm like, oh, this is gonna like this looks cool. Like Jason Momoa, best villain ever. The trailers were all right, but once you get into it, like Jason Momoa, best villain ever in the Fast series. Instead of one big set piece, there's a bunch of small set pieces. You don't go to space or something stupid like that. You don't go in a submarine. You just like do a bunch of other missions that look really cool but are a lot more grounded. Let's just put it that way. And in this movie, the family's more split up, kind of like how 9 is, but like it felt like everyone was in danger. What do I give Fast X? It's definitely they're definitely sequel baiting this movie, so if you don't like sequel bait, then yeah, I don't recommend it. But if you don't mind, if you don't mind as much, then yeah, then I definitely good watch. Before going into Fast X, I highly recommend watching Fast 5. Well, you need to watch all of them, but I would recommend refreshing yourself on Fast 5 because Dante is the son of the drug lord in Fast 5. So they had a little recap in the beginning of the movie. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I'm going to give this... Do I give this an A or an S? I'm going to give this an S tier. Fast and the Furious in an S tier, man. Oh yeah. People are gonna shit on me for that one. Okay, you ready? The Little Mermaid. This was another premiere I watched. Ariel sounded just like Ariel in the original. The movie was longer. The songs were good. They added a new song. This was probably the one of their best remakes that they ever done. However, don't know why they needed to change her. I don't know why they needed to change her like be all woke and shit in this fucking movie. Disney's all woke. Now, I'm gonna put this in. Oh man, this movie was decent, but like I just don't agree with their practices that they've been doing with, with Disney. I'm just gonna have to put the I'm just gonna have to put it in the A tier because it's actually worth watching. Watch it in 3D, even though I was stuck watching it in 2D because the 3D was broken when I watched it, unfortunately. So, what can you do? Mother's Day, another Netflix movie. Pretty much. So pretty much, another kid gets kidnapped and another mom goes on a rampage. However, this is a Polish movie. This leans more towards John Wick than The Mother, and this has a lot more gruesome scenes in it. However, near the end, you just kind of wish it was over. This movie kind of lasted a little too long. I'm gonna put this in the B tier also. If you had to choose The Mother or Mother's Day, I would watch The Mother. And if you still want to watch another movie kind of like it, then I would switch to Mother's Day. I would watch Mother's Day afterwards. All right. We have one, two, three, four, five more movies, okay? The Machine. I'm the motherfucking machine, y'all. All right. Did I ever tell you the story where I was in the I was with the Russian mafia robbing a train? Well, in this movie, Bert tells you that story. Yes, the actor who plays Bert is named Bert. So that's cool. He's not some super fit dude. He's some fat overweight dude, and it really plays into that movie because he like the Russian mafia just constantly gets on him about his weight. Like it's like, oh, they're like, oh, I thought the machine was a legend, but no, you have titties. Oh, you're some fat motherfucker from America. You have big fat titties. There's my Russian accent, okay, guys. All right, I did not drink a lot of vodka before the stream. I just had Popeyes. Um, this movie gave me, I don't know why, but it kind of gave me Bullet Train vibes, and the main reason is because it's like the it, it's just the comedy aspect is just so out there. Like you got some fat dude kicking ass. You got some fat dude killing a bunch of people. And there's a big portion of the movie on a train, bro. And I love how they did the subtitles. I can actually read the subtitles, and I hate reading subtitles. The story is actually pretty decent. Like, actually, no, not pretty decent. The story was really good, and the main character Bert, then Bert's father is Mark Hamill. So, if you're a big fan, the like one or two of you that are a big fan of Mark Hamill, one in the chat if you are. He's Bert's father, and he plays a big role in this movie. So that was actually pretty cool. This movie does have some pretty gruesome parts in it, not as much as like Mother's Day or something like that. I highly recommend seeing it. This was the biggest surprise of May so far. The fucking biggest surprise of May. I'm gonna put this in S tier. I loved this movie. I fucking loved it. Like, like it was just it was good. Like, I, like if there's another slow period in theaters, I might just watch it again if I have free time. This is gonna be a movie night for Raven and I. I'm gonna make Raven see. I'm gonna make Raven watch this. About my father. Very low expectations of this movie. It has Robert De Niro and Sebastian. I think Sebastian, I cannot pronounce his last name. I think he is a stand-up comedian and he plays a character named Sebastian in this movie, so it's another one. It has Meet the Focker vibes. So pretty much Sebastian wants to get married to his rich girlfriend, and the father doesn't want to give his blessing or the family ring to the girlfriend unless he meets the parents. So the parents were having a 4th of July get together, and the parents wanted to invite Sebastian, but the father was like, "No, I don't want you to go. I want you to stay home with me." Then they got it into their head to invite the father as well. So, and that's the premise of the movie: the father and the son meeting the rich family, and everything just gets out of control from there. I'm not gonna spoil the movie. What you see in the trailers is what you get. The trailers does not. Okay, you know what? I lied. What you see in the trailers is not exactly what you get. What you saw in the trailers was kind of like the dumbed down version of what you see in the movie. The movie was actually funny. I'm sorry, like for a comedy movie that looked super boomer, super woke, it was actually pretty decent. I recommend, like, if you are gonna see it in theaters, I recommend bringing your partner or bringing your family to it. It's not something you just want to go see it by yourself. I'm gonna put this in the C tier. Um, I had a decent time. However, I'm never gonna watch this again unless I'm watching this with the girl. So that's just me. Canondar. I can't tell you much about this movie because I kind of fell asleep through it, and my review did not give it justice. So I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this review or just talk about it on here. There was a good 20 minutes I kind of fell asleep through. The beginning of the movie was kind of slow. They just kind of like throw you in there and expect you to find out who these people are. A lot of the movie was subtitled, so if you're not into reading a lot of subtitles, then this is not the right movie for you. And this movie is like very yellow and shit like that because it is in like Afghanistan and the Middle East and shit like that, and they had yellow subtitles, so it's kind of like hard to see the subtitles. The subtitles really blended in to the movie background, so it's was really hard for me to read the subtitles. That's why I kind of like how John Wick does subtitles and these newer movies do subtitles, because they see what John Wick is doing and they're copying what they're doing. That's how you do subtitles. Make them stylish, big enough for everyone to see them, and put it there long enough for everyone to read them. So the premise of the movie is the CIA, there are two CIA operatives, um, go dark. I mean, not go dark. Their identities get compromised, and one of them gets killed, and the other one has to for his life to go back to the U.S. and he's with a translator named Muhammad, and that part of the movie where he's with the translator fighting his way back to the U.S. was the interesting part of the movie. The other part where they're doing other missions and the story and the world building wasn't that great. The main antagonist wasn't even that great either. He was just chasing him with a motorcycle and just trying to kill him. Not a lot of backstory with him. So I'm gonna have to put this in the C tier. Um, I may have to watch it again to understand the movie better, but that's just my first impressions review. Okay. Blood and Gold, Netflix. Randomly watched this with Raven and I think the white race was there for part of it, and then he dipped. Um, this is a World War II movie, and the premise of this movie, a certain platoon, a Nazi platoon goes into a town looking for gold, and one of the sergeants finds a little farmhouse looking for food and provisions and all that, and ends up. Now, I'm not giving a proper explanation. Okay, so the movie does start out with a Nazi private deserting, and they hang him, but he ends up surviving because a lady in that farmhouse that I was talking about earlier saves him. So when the sergeant goes for precisions, he tries to rape that same lady that saved the private, and the private ends up doing a lot of damage to the sergeant and killing a lot of his men. However, they find out that the private's still alive, and the general sergeant, and the general, not the general, but the commanding officer of that whole platoon is in the town close to theirs looking for gold. Yeah, definitely. And so the premise of the movie really is to get the gold and just trying to survive the whole ordeal. And speaking of Phil's dents, there is a character that is dented like um one of Phil's dents. So like we were cracking jokes at that. The white race was like, "Oh, it time go." Um Kill the dent and shit like that. And there was a scene where one of the Phil's dents was captured, and he threw one of the Nazis off a bell tower. Then the main bad guy shot him in the head. And the only reason why we were laughing because we just thought it was Phil's dents, and we thought it was funny. So yeah, there we go. Other than that, the movie was not even that great. I don't even recommend watching it. I'm gonna put this in the D tier because there's no redeeming qualities of this movie. I regret even watching it. I almost quit watching it at certain points. The last movie that I seen, this movie comes out June 2nd. So technically this is a June movie that I saw early. The Boogeyman, based off a Stephen King short novel. I'm gonna be making a video about this later. So this movie is pretty much self-explanatory. There's his family. The dad is a therapist. They lost their mother, and the little sister. He has two kids. The smaller one um isn't like has issues, with the boogeyman and shit. So the boogeyman is trying to go after the little kid instead of the big sister. And throughout the movie, the there's a lot of jump scares, and there's some slow parts of the movies for character development and world building and all that. We don't know where the movie's taking place. They don't really tell us, but it looks like a small town. So what ends up happening is the whole family ends up getting involved, as you can see in the trailer. The dad finally realized it's real and stuff like that. And this movie, like, I did not have a lot of high hopes for it. I thought it was kind of a dumb concept. Like, why didn't anyone make a movie based off the Boogeyman before? I'm pretty sure that they did, but it probably wasn't successful. But this movie is actually pretty damn good. I'm probably not giving it any justice talking about giving my shitty explanation of this movie. But this movie has good decent amount of jump scares. It's not covered in jump scares oh, as Smile, but it does its job with jump scares. So that's what I did like about this movie. It's not so over the top jump scares. It does it, you know, it does it justice with the jump scares. And there's a cool little scene. There's a cool scene in the movie where the little kid is playing. I don't know if he's play. I don't know if she's playing PlayStation 4 or 5, but there's a certain game on PlayStation where you're an archer. It's a launch game on the PS5. And the cool thing about this scene is she is actually playing the game, because when you watch people play games in movies, they're not actually playing the game. They actually pretend to play the game. But they made an entire like full on uh scary scene around the game and the monster. So that part was probably one of my favorite parts in the movie. I'm gonna definitely put this in the A tier. Okay, so there was an old Boogeyman movie. Okay, was it any good, Hood Hustler? Okay, so far I got Fast X and The Machine in the S tier. Guardians 3, Little Mermaid, and The Boogeyman in the A tier. The Mother's Day, and Canondar in the B tier. C tier, I got Hypnotic and About My Father. Then the D tier, um, Knights of the Zodiac and Blood and Gold. Now, like I said, these two deserve to be S tier. This was probably one of my favorite movies this year so far. And Guardians of the Galaxy was a great movie. However, to be completely honest with you, I'm kind of getting tired of Marvel movies. So yeah, there you go. Little Mermaid was one of the best remakes of the live action remakes. I'm gonna put the Boogeyman before Little Mermaid. So I did like The Mother better than Mother's Day. Canadar, yeah, I think this is gonna be the best. I'm gonna put About My Father before Hypnotic, and this looks right here. Yeah, so this is my tier list of the movies that I saw in May. Please give this video a like, and please leave a comment, and let me know what movies you saw, because I want to know. Is there any movies that I missed? I'm pretty sure there are. And subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get partnered, so yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye, homies.